Hi there, I'm Jenna Cullinane Hege, Vice President of Institutional Research and Analytics. And this is the first video that we're going to put out to focus on sharing our student data updates, something that we put together every couple of weeks for the Cabinet and Provost Council with all river bats to make sure that everyone within the college knows the data we're tracking, the insights we're starting to understand, and how we answer some of the burning questions about what's going on within the college and what we need to focus on next. So this video is going to focus on some information we put together as of August 11th that focuses on fall enrollment data. So let me share with you what we're learning and what we're seeing. So this is comparing the last three falls registration cycles. So you can see fall 19 in the light purple, fall 20 in the teal, and fall 2021 in the dark purple. You can see over time, we've pretty much trailed fall 19 throughout the duration of our enrollment cycle. And while we started out a little bit ahead of what we saw last year, fall 2020, you can see that the trend lines are beginning to diverge and we're seeing lower levels of enrollment this fall, about 9 to 10% below last year, fall 2020. We're hopeful that we'll see some growing registration through efforts to increase enrollment in our 14-week session. So still a little room to see where we end up in the coming weeks. So one of the questions that we've been asking is, how is modality and the shift between face-to-face and online affecting enrollment this term? So we've been looking at our top 30 highest enrollment courses to check sections that are face-to-face and distance ed to see how fast they're filling. And what we're seeing is for those high enrollment classes, we do have availability in both face-to-face and distance education sections. So what we're looking at is what percent of the sections are at least 75% full. So as of August 11th, we know that 71% of our face-to-face sections and 67% of our distance education sections were at least 75% full. So that means we've got about 30% of sections that still have availability. So if students prefer face-to-face or online, there are still options for both. Another thing we're looking at is where our enrollment declines are concentrated by area of study and at the department level. You'll see that the declines are really concentrated in our STEM, science, engineering, and math area of study and liberal arts. When we break that down to the department level, it's English, history are the biggies, but also biology, government, and math are seeing some big declines this year. And although there are some positive increases in terms of percent change on the positive side, areas like the humanities, integrated reading and writing, automotive technology, and welding technology, they're just much smaller programs. So the improvements that we're seeing there aren't quite balancing out the declines in other areas. And we've been asked, who are the students? What are the populations that we're losing? And I think this is a really important insight. COVID has not really so much changed the trends as it really exacerbated some of the trends we've been tracking for the last 5 years. So when we look at the groups that we've been losing, in particular last year, we see the groups like our young students, our 18 to 21-year-old traditional students, pretty recently out of high school. There was a big drop last year. Also our part-time students, as well as our male students. And again, you can see these steady declines over the last 5 years with a particular drop in fall 20. We know that that trend is continuing this year for fall 2021. And we're taking a really careful focus on that youngest group, our 18 to 21-year-olds, and this is showing direct high school enrollment over the last several years. So what this is capturing is all of the high school graduates in our service area, and we're looking at where did they go the following fall. Were they in higher education at all? Did they go to another institution of higher education, or did they come to us at ACC? So take a look at the purple, that's us at ACC, and you can see this slow decline over the last 10 years from about 18% of those recent high school grads coming directly to us down to about 14% in 2019, but then a big drop, and this is where COVID comes in, to 11% in 2021. So we know that this young population in district, especially males, these are areas where we really need to continue to focus as we grow our enrollment. Thanks, hope this has been helpful.